Hello there and welcome to Tuesdays with Annette. I'm so glad you're joining me in my kitchen today, but as you can see I'm not wearing the apron. Miss Fabulous Diane from our office is cooking today. If you haven't been joining me over the last few weeks you wouldn't see, okay, what's this about? Well, I slipped on some wet tiles, broke my humerus bone, and so I've been out of action as far as cooking goes for the last few weeks, but I am hoping to be taking this off and cooking for you next week, so I'm super excited. But today, Diane, what are you making for us?
I'm going to make one of my favourite stir-fry recipes, which is Annette's Chinese beef, and it's in book 5.
There it is there. Yum! I mean, stir-fries, we Australians, we love a good stir-fry, and this one's a healthy, fabulous one and super easy to make. So what about the ingredients we need? Now, Diane and I both washed our hands before we started the show, so if you've not downloaded the recipe from the website, go do it now if you want to look at it through with us. Or have you got everything out like Diane has and ready to cook with her today? I hope you have, because Tuesdays with Annette, that's what we do. So let's just run through what you need for this recipe.
Okay, so the most important ingredient we have is our very lean beef rump. As you can see, we've had the steak, we've sliced it all up and taken all that white stuff off, all the fat. Annette doesn't like any of that. So, so we have 500 grams of very lean rump steak there that's been sliced.
And you can buy it sliced, you do, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Diane just likes it easy. So
just quick and easy, that's me. And I always look for the bits the packs that are mostly like this without too much of the white on it. So then we've got a teaspoon of the crushed garlic, teaspoon of crushed ginger. We're going to do a cup and a half of your cauliflower florets.
On special at the moment, they're in season.
We also have a cup of snow peas, and I'm going to be slicing up the capsicum as well. There's a cup of that. A medium onion. I've got a can of the water chestnuts that I've already drained. I have 5 tablespoons of the Masterfoods teriyaki here that we'll be popping in. We've also got some cooking spray, so 2 teaspoons of your chicken stock powder and 2 teaspoons of your reduced salt soy sauce. There's some water, so we use 1/4 cup of water when we're cooking the veggies. There's another cup of water that's used to mix up the sauce at the end, and also a little bit of corn flour to thicken the sauce. So that's all of our ingredients.
Fantastic. Oh my gosh, and look at the colours already. I'm excited. I mean, I really love a stir fry because I love rice, and I mean, to me it gives me an excuse to have some rice.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. I prefer mine with noodles.
Yes, that's nice as well.
I'm in the noodle family.
Like, what we're going to do then is I'm going to take charge over here with the steak and the ginger and the garlic, and Diane's going to start chopping up. So what I might do is get you to spray the tray. Let's turn on the wok.
As you can see, she's weaseling her way back into the kitchen.
I've got one good. I'm one armless. And then if you could put in a teaspoon each of the ginger and garlic. Now, of course, you can use fresh, people, if you want, but I'm a lazy cook and I just want to go boom, boom, done. That's it. And then, so you could use the fresh, but make sure you chop it up nice and fine if you do. So teaspoon of garlic, teaspoon of ginger, and then I'm just going to slowly cook off the rump in the pan. And one of the tips here is that you don't just throw the whole lot in. We're going to do it a little bit at a time. And Diane, you're going to do the collie and get that ready. So I'm just going to chop them, put them in just a little bit at a time. I want to keep hearing that sizzle, people, and that way you're just browning the meat nicely. So what are you up to now? You're doing the cauliflower.
Yeah, so we just want these in little florets. We don't want a whole mouthful of cauliflower every time we're doing, every time we grab a forkful of stir fry. So this is about the size that we want. Yeah,
so that's a floret. I don't know where the word came from, but instead of putting big pieces in, imagine you want it to be on your fork or your chopsticks, and you just break it up. And as I said, cauliflower is in season right now on special, which is fabulous. But if, say, for example, you go, I forgot the cauliflower and you only have broccoli, well, you could put that in as well.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I do sometimes. That's why I really love this recipe, because generally speaking, I can have most of the stuff at home. So I'll have the teriyaki, I'll have the water chestnuts in the cupboard, and it's just a matter of just grabbing those other couple of ingredients, and I can easily remember it. There's sometimes you've got recipes and you can't always remember the other ingredients. So I generally have most of it at home. So we've got we've got the little gaps obviously, but if you look, that's roughly
that's a good amount. Just chuck it in. What the heck? It's a vegetable.
Get those
and
out
the
of
key
way.
with the veggies. Now you're going to do the onion. So what do you do with that? You don't dice this.
We're going to slice this, but just so they're not huge, big pieces, we do cut them up a little bit. So cut it in half again, and then just
slice.
Give it
so in quarters. And the key with a good stir fry is that you only put a certain amount of veggies in. I have a bit of a pet hate about how many times people put like 100 vegetables in a stir fry. I want to be able to be aware of all the vegetables in there, and if you've got a mishmash of everything in there, you just don't know what you're getting. But at the same time, the one great thing about a stir fry is if you've got some limp-looking carrots or celery, that's when you should be making a stir fry up for sure.
You want the veggies as well. You want them to actually be able to have their day, be a hero. You don't want to have all the different flavours that you don't even really know what you're eating. So.
And it takes too much time chopping up people. I say no to that.
Exactly. I get home from work and I just want to put a meal on the table as quickly as I can.
All right, so you've got your collie done, your onion. Now, what about the snow peas? Now, if you can always use sugar snaps if you can't get snow peas.
They're yum,
but what do you do to get them ready?
So basically just grab it by the little bit, the
stalk.
The stalk. we
never know to call it. Yeah.
And so just that little bit at the top there, and just pull it towards the long straight side basically, because that's where we've got that stringy bit, and we don't want that. So we've done most of these before the show, so we just
to save time.
Just to save a bit of time, but we just pull it down
and we're putting them in whole, but if you really wanted to, you could cut them in half.
I usually cut them up a little bit,
if you do, cut it on an angle so it looks a bit Chinese.
Yeah,
but we're doing whole today.
Oh, I did that one the wrong way. But you can always go back, even if you have done it the wrong way.
All right, snow peas done, cauliflower done, onion done. What else?
So the next thing we're going to do, here's our meat coming
along. It's just nearly ready. I've got about another 30 seconds, and what I'm going to do while Diane's doing that capsicum and strips is, in a minute, I'm going to take it out of the wok, and I'm going to turn my wok off, because we don't want to just have this meat sitting in the pan the whole time that you're cooking. So what we do is we take out the meat, and this is a really good tip for any stir fries. You should do this. So their variation for this is you can have chicken, you can have lamb, you could have tofu, you could have you could even do pork if you wanted. So always look at the variations, because they're good if you don't always want to have beef.
We always look at the leanest ones too, because with the lamb it can be really high in fat.
Yes.
But if you actually use the
lamb leg steaks.
Lamb steaks, and again, just look for where there's no white. If there's you've got all that white stuff, you really do need to cut it off. And who wants to pay for something you're just going to chuck off and throw it in the bin?
Look at that, beautiful meat. Now I'm going to empty out the water or excess fat that's in here, and I'll run the hot water on that in a minute. So let's get this heated up again, and what we'll do now is Diane will respray in a minute, and then we'll cook the veggies. So it's in two parts. Like you've cooked your meat, now we're going to focus on the veggies, then we bring it all together with the fabulous Chinese sauce, which is packed with fabulous flavours for sure. Yeah.
So it's ready to heat it up, ready to go. And we're just going to put in our onion and our cauliflower. A moment, is that right, isn't it? Yep. I'm second guessing myself. Make it all the time, put a camera in front of me, and I can't remember the order of it.
Well, Diane, you picked this recipe for today, so you should be confident. Why did you actually pick this recipe?
Well, because one of the reasons is I usually have most of the stuff readily available. But the other thing is I really love the crunch of the water chestnuts.
Yes. Yeah. Now the reason we're putting that 1/4 cup of water in there is to help cook the veggies. Because what happens in a Chinese kitchen, they would just put a whole bucket of oil in there to cook everything off. So I'm all about healthy and fabulous. So that doesn't work for me, and that's why I just added that water in. And it actually sort of disappears a bit in the cooking. So,
but it steams up and
it steams up and it cooks
them
it.
up, and then they don't end up burnt. Like otherwise, you're trying to cook them, and they, without the water, it ends up a little bit, can end up burnt, and we don't want that either.
And I love the red capsicum because it brings up the flavour, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
I like it. I think it's a
Think
bit
about
sweeter,
colours when you're eating a stir fry. And as I said, please don't overload it. I reckon 5 veggies in a stir fry is the way to go. Absolutely. And this recipe is suitable to be frozen. So if you're going, oh, there's only me and my hubby home, this makes enough for 4.
It's actually really good frozen. And it's great for lunch the next day. I often bring it in for lunch the next day. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so now what are you putting your capsicum in?
We have that all ready to go. And if you have just joined us, we're making the Chinese beef out of Cook 5, and it's being my little assistant today.
I'm the helper.
And the recipe's on the website. So if you don't have this recipe or you don't have Book 5, just go to the website. It's there. It's for a limited time. It'll be there on the website for you. So you can grab that one, print it out and make it for your family. So we're going to pop in the other ingredients now. So we've got our red capsicum, our snow peas, and our water chestnuts. We've already got our other ingredients in here, cooking away. So we'll just pop
you just cook the cauliflower and onion just for a little bit to start.
They just take a little bit longer.
Because they take a bit longer than, say, the snow peas and the capsicum, for example. And the water chestnuts are already cooked anyway. You know, the thing is that with my stir fry recipes, I have so many stir fry recipes in all my cookbooks because I'm a huge fan. So you really need to delve in and have a look in each of the books what stir fries there are, because there's a lot. And the reason I like doing stir fries is because I know people think they're healthy. Let's move that out of the way, Diane, and I'll move this over for you. The reason that I love doing stir fries is because it's not just about...
My spoon go.
Where's your spoon go? Do you want the tongs or the spoon, darling?
We'll stir it up.
The reason I like making stir fries for you in my cookbooks is that they're low in fat, which is fabulous, but the key is they're low in sodium. Now, most people with diabetes or have heart disease or, have got cholesterol problems really need to look at a low sodium diet, Diane.
I know, and what did we discover? What have I been doing this whole time?
All right, so I have a
marinade.
reason for everything in a recipe, right? So in this recipe, excuse me for reaching over, gorgeous. In this recipe, you've got the Master Foods teriyaki marinade. Now this is the one you really should use. It's quite a thick marinade, but you can use other marinades you think. Well, maybe not.
Maybe not.
So here is a AM teriyaki marinade and sauce.
Which is the one I've been
And it's
using.
quite runny. If you look at it, it's actually like soy sauce. And when you taste the two, it actually tastes different. Now, I'm saying I love this one because it's got banged with flavour, but let's just go, why would I pick it? Hello, let's talk sodium here. Diane, the marinade that's in my recipe, what's per 100 grams of sodium in that?
1,530 milligrams of sodium
Per 100, which is,
So
a lot.
You'd never use that much in the recipe, but this is how you compare, like for
apples
like.
for apples. So say it again, how much?
1,530 milligrams.
Okay, so this one, the sodium
The one that I've been using.
is 7,138 milligrams. You are dead to me. In the bin. I'm not having that because that is just way too much sodium for a healthy person. Sorry, AM. I do like your products, but maybe, not for this recipe. And really, that marinade is where we kick up the flavours. We've got the beautiful lean meat, the gorgeous veggies, and the sauce is where we're going to bang it up. And no one's going to be saying, oh, it's low fat, it'll do. Oh, your people will be going, can we put this on the menu for next week, Mum?
Yes,
Oh, Dad. All right, so now what are we going to do?
So the next thing we have to do is put the steak back in because it's been resting on the side here. We didn't want it to
put that in the soapy sink.
Didn't want it to stew. So all those beautiful colours there.
Yeah, look at that. And so what's happened is that meat just was cooked. So it's juicy and gorgeous, and we're just going to finish it off now with the sauce. So when you're eating it, it's not this whole tough piece of shoe leather because it's been in the pan all the time. So that's something that we really want to stress with you is take it out.
So we've already got our 5 tablespoons here. We've measured out before the show of the Master Foods teriyaki marinade.
Yeah. And you can get that in Coles and Woolies. Yeah.
Then we have 2 teaspoons of the low salt soy sauce. Again,
yes,
it makes a big difference. It really does. So if you see a recipe of Annette's and it says use low salt, do yourself a favour, use the low salt version.
Well, that's because we're about heart health, aren't we? It's not just about your hips, honey, it's about your heart too. And I think it's about really just making healthy, fabulous recipes for all your family. Whether you have a person that's got type 2 diabetes or not, doesn't matter. Everyone will enjoy eating the healthy Annette way.
And isn't it surprising too how much you actually, when you do use the low salt products, you can taste the difference.
The first thing I did when I tasted that AN one was, oh my God, the salt. Like it was just, woo, because I'm not used to it. So what, Diane, you've done now, you've put in the soy sauce, the stock powder, and the marinade. So she's mixed that all together and you're going to just chuck it in. Now, can I just mention that in the recipe you might go, we've had beef in it, why did you put chicken stock powder in the recipe? Well, when I made this recipe up some time ago, because it's book 5, it's a while ago, we couldn't get beef stock powder in low salt. So that's why we'll use chicken. But you know what? Marcella brought out a beef one now, which is just as good as the chicken. So if you have it in your cupboard and you're doing a beef dish, you could use it. It really won't matter though. Don't buy it specifically unless you're going to use it. The chicken, or even there's a vegetable one. You could use any of them really.
I really
you
like
the vegetable one. But I'm just saying, I'm just wondering if you're going chicken stock in a beef stir fry. What are you thinking, woman?
It's a story with everything.
All right, so look at that sauce. Oh yeah,
delicious. Yeah.
And we're nearly done. Oh my gosh, you've just banged this out.
Oh no.
Chinese beef, book 5.
Love it.
Yeah.
So there's only one step left to do, and this is another little tip that we picked up this week. We're full of tips, aren't we?
I'm full of it today. First of all, can we mention that we're using a 15 ml tablespoon, and unfortunately our spoons are out of stock at the moment. We're waiting for them to come to us. But what it is that the corn flour, let me give us that one, Dale. This is the brand that I really love. And you know, I only say brands when it's going to benefit your recipe. It's not about a paid product or anything like that. I don't have any of that. This corn flour one is the White Wings. It is gluten-free, which I like as well, but it works. Buy a home brand. You probably might need probably double what I say in the recipe because it just doesn't have the strength in the corn flour. So if you're making a recipe and you're using home brand, you go, why is it's so runny? Then that's why. This is the brand that I really like. Is the White Wings. And just
don't muck around with it. Like, you know,
it's
so
worth
you might need double, but if you put too much corn flour in, it goes gluggy. It's not nice. So just
make sure it's a 15 ml. Like if you're using your old silver grandma's tablespoon, it would probably be 30 mils in that.
And even the old Tupperware ones.
The Australian ones are 20 mil, whereas I've always done the 15. Look, that's thickening up beautifully.
Yeah. And you can tell when it starts to look clear, that's when you know that it's starting to thicken up.
And you're looking for those bubbles. And now the fat count of the chicken would be 2.6 if you did it. The lamb is 9.5 because it's a bit high in fat. Tofu is 7.9. What's the fat count of the beef?
6.3 grams of fat.
That can fit into anyone's healthy lifestyle. Absolutely. Looking wonderful.
And it tastes amazing.
Oh my gosh, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy, Diane? You've knocked it out of the park. Boom! Another recipe done on Tuesdays with Annette. So you might want to put some in a bowl. So serve it up, make it look pretty. Now, if you'd like to win book 5, it's easy. All you have to do is like, share, and then in the comment, just write a comment. I don't mind maybe you're going to tell me what recipe you're going to do. Are you going to do it with rump, chicken, lamb, or tofu? But just write a comment, whatever it is, and I'll randomly pick 3 people. And actually, where is the list of the winners? I didn't tell you the winners.
From last week?
Where's the little bit of paper? One moment, please. I shall be back.
And look what we've created. We have
Bill's having a look.
beautiful, yeah, we'll find them. They know who they are, the winners. They're all
No,
very
they want to be told how fabulous they
want to
are.
say it.
Look at that, Diane. You've
Look,
done
it's
a
delicious.
fabulous job on Tuesdays with Annette. The winners from last week's show with Caroline and the Cherry Heaven was Karen Ria, Kay Cooper and Glenda Watson. All won a personal signed copy. And I went to dinner at a friend's house on Saturday night and she made the Cherry Heaven and froze it. And we had it for dessert. I was very excited. And now, what's happening? What's today? It's Tuesday. Thursday, I'll be back in the kitchen with the fabulous Ros White from White's IGA stores on the Sunshine Coast. She's going to be making a curry in a hurry.
Yes.
Out of book 5 again. Gotta love the book 5. It is so easy. It's probably not even a recipe. It's that easy. But we'll can't claim it. Next week, on Tuesdays with Annette, you'll be able to go and get the recipe if you want from the website. Make
Already
it with
on
me
the website.
because I'm hoping this is off. I'm seeing my doctor on Monday and I'm hoping I can start getting my own little life back together. And I'll be making the Portuguese veal palmy, and it's out of book 7. And there is a change of ingredients in there. Please, I tell you, they're always doing this to me. So have a look at the recipe on the website if you want to make it, and we'll do it together on next Tuesday. Anyway, I'll see you on Thursday. Don't forget, simplytoogood.com.au for any recipes or tips. Thank you, Diane. Isn't she fabulous?
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, guys, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.
Bye.